Hello everyone. I know it's been a while since I made another video. I apologize for that. I've been extremely busy. Everything is starting to pick up. I leave within the next 3 months, so I'm just getting everything organized. I got some pretty cool things. As you can see, this shirt is one of them. I like the shirts workout in. And I also got this bad boy here. Just recently with name stitched in and everything. So I'm actually pretty happy. Things are moving along. I can't really complain too much. I see a lot of people who left me a lot of comments, a lot of feedback. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And for everyone who sent me messages, I reply back. So check your email if you haven't seen a response. With this video, I just wanted to talk a little bit about more about MEPs, the books that I use to study, and the needs of the Air Force. Also, I want to discuss why I joined the Air Force as opposed to any other branch. Now, for most people, when they see this video, or from what I've seen on YouTube so far, they automatically assume, oh, you want to join the Air Force, the Chair Force, because you're too punk, too wuss to do the Marines or the Army. That's not the case at all. My grandfather and both of my uncles were in the Army. I have a friend who's going to Air Force Officer Training School with me as well, who was a former Marine. But the Marines and the Army isn't something that I wanted to do. I don't think it would be a physical challenge. I think that's the case for anyone. But again, that's not what I wanted to do. The Air Force, I know, they have it's a better lifestyle overall. And you talk to anyone and they'll tell you the same exact thing. Better food, better amenities, housing, the whole 9 yards. So that's part of the reason why I chose the Air Force. But the other reason, so that's the lifestyle aspect of it, but the reason why I chose the Air Force as opposed to any other branch is because the Air Force core values is integrity first, service over self, and excellence in all we do. And these three core values, are something that drew me to the Air Force. In high school, my high school motto was not for self but for others, and in college, our motto was freely give, freely receive. And it's all about how you can give back to everyone in your vocation. So serving was something that I always wanted to do, and the fact that the Air Force chooses to put others over self and excellence in everything that you do, strive to be the best. That's what drew me to the Air Force as opposed to any other branch. So that's why I chose the Air Force as opposed to any other branch. The book that I use, I told you guys I will show you to study for the AFOQT, is this book right here, Master the Officer Candidate Test. It's a very good book. It teaches you every section that you'll have, and then it also has practice tests in the back. What you'll want to do is definitely time yourself, because that's the biggest, I guess, the hardest part of the test is timing. The test itself isn't really that hard. It's just you don't have a lot of time to take the test. So again, I recommend that you get this one. This is the 8th edition. It might have the 9th edition now. And if you can't see, the author of this book is Scott A. Ostrow. Last name is spelled O-S-T-R-O-W, and he's a former lieutenant colonel in the United States Air Force. He's currently retired. But this is the book that I use. There are also links online. You can go to different links and people who will help you study for a section. So for myself, I didn't really, I had a hard time with the navigation and pilot section at first. But going online and reading through all that, I was able to understand it a lot better. And come to find out, those are actually the sections that I scored my highest in. Another thing that I noticed is that people always say, hey, well, I took the AFOQT, I scored really high, I'm automatically going to get it. Again, that's not necessarily the case. I know I see people score 98s, 97s, 95s. I didn't score that great. I had 80s, 90s, maybe 190s, some 70s, but my scores varied. But then I also, when my GPA wasn't that great, I made the cut. My GPA was a 3.2. But I also was involved in a lot of community service. I also was on a board of multiple clubs. I even founded a club at Pepperdine University. So I tried to stay, well-rounded, and that's what the Air Force is looking for. They're looking for well-rounded applicants. Again, there's a lot of brilliant people, but you may not work well with the teammate. You may not be a leader, and that's another thing that they're looking for. They're looking for leaders. So if you can show that you have the full package and you don't just have the brains and you're willing to work and strive for what you want, I think you have a pretty good chance. So don't let anyone discourage you. So while I'm on the topic of talking about the needs of the Air Force, right now you have a really good chance, or you have a better chance, of getting in if you have a technical degree, so some sort of engineering degree, or if you're looking for a rated position. So if you're looking for combat systems officer, which includes navigator, weapon systems officer, and electronic warfare. That's all now combat systems officer, which is the position that I received. Then there's also RPA, which is remotely piloted aircraft operator. And then you also have ABMs, which are air battle managers. So if you're looking for a rated position, which is all those, you have to go to flight school to earn your wings. Or if you have the technical degree, you have a better chance of getting it right now. So if you have any of those, try applying and just see what happens. But you have a pretty good chance with those degrees. So now we talked about taking the test, which books to buy, going online. There's also a website that you can use. It's called AFOQT.com. And there's just a huge blog forum for everyone who has any sort of questions, and there's hundreds of people who've already gone through the process, retired, or going through it now, so you can find other people like yourself and find out any question that you have. You'll be able to get them answered there, and that's a great resource that I've been using ever since I found it. Even now, I'm still using it now, and I'm talking with people who are going through flight school now, and they're giving me the heads up of what I need and what to do to prepare myself. So the next step is now, let's just say you receive an offer saying, hey, you've been selected, go ahead, we're proud to have you. Now you have to go to MEPs. At that point, congratulations. But you have to go to MEPs. MEPs, again, I said, is an experience in itself. For me, I had to go to MEPs multiple times. One time, my form or waiver, whatever, not waiver, my form that I submitted had expired, so I had to come back on another day. Then something happened to me my freshman year of college, so I had to go see one of their doctors, and the doctor cleared me and everything. So that was 3 times that I had to go, because the third time I had to go back was to go see their doctor. But while you're there, you get up, you go at 5 a.m. and you have to be there by 5 a.m. in the morning. So you have to be in line and check in and everything, so that once they start opening upstairs the medical floor, I think around 8 o'clock, everything is ready to go. So you'll sit downstairs with other people like yourself from all different branches. You'll socialize, watch the military channel. And then when you go upstairs, you do the physical. They check everything: your eyes, your ears, your nose, your heart, any scars, bumps. They want to know your whole history, any tattoos. So just be prepared, be honest. Let them know any problems, because you want to protect yourself as well. So let's just say if you have asthma and you disclose that fact, you get to OTS and something happens to you, and you could pass away, and nobody wants that. So just be honest and disclose any information that you have. But then overall, MEPs, if I didn't have to go back multiple times, it would have been fine. So if you're enlisted or you're going in enlisted, you'll take your test that one day, you'll do the physical that day, you're swearing in, you'll pick your job. But as an officer, you'll just go to get your physical done. And that's about it. And yeah, that's about it. But I confused it too, because you have to go to MEPs again. So I went 4 times, which is, you'll go once before you're selected, or 3 times in my case, and then you'll go once after you've been selected. And then that 4th time when you go and you swear in, and that's when you dip in. So that's the delayed entry program. So that's what I am in right now. So once or twice a month, I meet with my recruiter. We'll go run, we'll work out, we'll talk with the other guys in my dep, just to get to know each other. So one of my friends in my dep, he's going November 14th. That's when he starts OTS. So he'll be my upperclassman when I get there as well. But then, again, if you're going for a flight position, so not only do you have to go to MEPs, which is the Military Interest and Processing Station, so that's for all the branches, but you also have to do a flight physical. So for me, my closest base in the area was the Los Angeles Air Force Base. So that's the one that I had to go to do my flight physical. And again, that one you do hundreds of tests probably. I'm exaggerating a bit, but you'll do a lot more tests than you did at MEPs. And that's to make sure everything is perfect. Your heart, your hearing, your eyes, you'll do maybe 20 visual tests. They'll dilate your eyes and your pupils just to make sure, to see how it responds to it. Make you blow out hold your nose, blow out your air so you can clear the air pressure or whatever it is when you're in the plane. But that's an experience in itself, and you get to go to the base, so it's actually pretty cool. I love going to the base. But besides that, I think that's all I have for this time. So I've talked about, everything up until the point of being selected, and what you do after that in terms of flight physical and MEPs. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, if you guys have any questions, it makes it easier for me for the next video so that I can just kind of answer your questions and go. As you can see, I love to talk, so I'll be able to talk about anything you want, any questions. But again, I hope this video was better than the first one. I tried to do better lightings and everything else. So again, any other feedback, any comments, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Good luck on your application, and if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out or shoot me an email. Take care.